Do you really think a serious investor na nasa tamang pag-iisip will invest in the Philippines with all of this? Of course not. Wala. Wala nang nangyari sa Pilipinas kundi gulo. Political gulo, one after the other. Ito talaga ang problema sa Pilipinas. So, kung tatanungin mo ako kung kailan yan magkakaroon ng stability, probably when we have a more decent and a more competent government. And I don't know when would it happen because I even don't know if we will have 2028 election in the next roughly 2 years from now.
Sinasabi po ng nasa prosecution na may tuturing daw nilang tagumpay ang naganap na impeachment trial dahil sa matagal na panahon ay natuloy na nga itong impeachment trial kay Vice President Sara Duterte. Ano bang tingin po ninyo? Lalo na po nung unang araw po ng impeachment trial.
Well, the first day of the impeachment trial, to be very frank and to be fair naman kay Senator Judge Escudero and being the Senate, being the presiding officer, he was able to conduct orderly and properly the whole proceeding on the first day. That I can give him. He really knows how to handle the parliamentary procedure when you talk about these things. Maganda naman nangyari kasi from the start until the end of the whole trial yesterday, nanonood ako, sinusubaybayan ko. On the other hand naman, kung nagtagumpay itong mga to, Diyos ko Lord, well, as far as they're concerned, nagtagumpay naman talaga sila. Talaga naman, Diyos ko, ang laki ng pera na binuhos dyan sa matuloy lang itong impeachment trial, no, from 2025 until now. So as far as they're concerned, of course they will say na matagumpay kasi they get what they want. Now the Vice President is on trial. So well, ganoon ang kanilang i-claim. Pero ang tanong kasi dyan, to be very honest, Jade and Admar, ang tanong dyan, nagtagumpay ba ang Pilipinas? Another political scandal is there? This is another source of political instability in the country? Is it really a victory for the Philippines? Really? And we are now again on the spotlight in terms of the whole world looking at us and what's happening to the Philippines? Is this victory for the Philippines? That the whole world is looking at us na, wow, the Philippines again is having this political scandal. It's like one after the other. My God, wala nang news sa international level kundi nagkaroon ng rally because of massive corruption in government, mababa ang ekonomiya ng Pilipinas, tumaas ang peso, walang investors na pumapasok, mayroon impeachment trial, may nakulong na senador pero ang plunder case niya ay hindi naman sigurado kung plunder nga ba o hindi. These are all the news internationally. Do you really think it's a victory for the Filipino people and for the country? My God!
Opo, Prof, siguro isang tanong lang po, no? Napag-uusapan natin yung nagiging imahe ngayon ng Pilipinas sa mundo, no? Kasi hindi ito first time na nagkaroon din ng impeachment kay Vice President. Umusad lang po siya ngayong taon. At isama na rin po natin yung mga kaganapan kaugnay dito sa mga senador na naaakusahan at nakukulong at particular na dito doon sa mga nagiging kritiko talaga ng kasalukuyang administrasyon. Parang magiging walang silbi ba kahit na pupunta ng ibang bansa ang Pangulo dahil sa pangyayaring ito? Makakahimok pa ba siya ng mga mamumuhunan dito or aantayin na lang na mag-stabilize po yung mga ganitong issue na nagaganap ngayon sa ating bansa?
To be very frank, kahit pa saan pumunta lupalop ng mundo si BBM, kung ang nakikita ng mga ibang nationalities and the whole world that the country is unstable politically, that even his leadership is being criticized extremely, that his trust rating and approval rating is below 15, negative 15. For God's sake, he's still in power. And negative 15 na, 2 taon pa siya or roughly 2 years. Negative 15 na, at matagal nang negative ang kanyang trust rating and approval rating. Tapos mayroon kang gitgitan na politika, nag-aaway-away, ang dami. Ang domestic issues is too much, especially politically speaking. His administration is accused of many things, especially corruption in government. The people are suffering. Everything is so expensive. Do you really think, really think, I will ask this question to everyone, do you really think a serious investor na nasa tamang pag-iisip will invest in the Philippines with all of this? Of course not. Wala. Well, he was in Canada and there were negotiations between Canada and the Philippines. At saka may dalawa yung aspeto nun based on my checking of the news. Mayroon kang economic na mga pledges coming from Canada, especially when you talk about I think mayroon energy and others, of course trade. But these are pledges, commitment. Wala pa yan. Hindi mo alam kung papasok yan o hindi. Of course, the investors, businessmen, Pilipinas man yan, o mapalabas ng Pilipinas, ang lagi nilang tinitignan, una, index to think if you will invest in a country is first and foremost, if the political climate is stable. Now, kung hindi stable yan, and then you have massive corruption in government, apektado yan sila. So they will rethink if they will invest in the country. So that's one. Ang napag-usapan lang ata sa Canada na medyo feeling ko itutuloy ng Canada is yung yung defense and security cooperation because Canada wants to be wants to have a role in the Indo-Pacific geopolitically speaking. That one I think will push through, but that's defense, that's not economic. What the Philippines needs right now is to have economic investors in the country, financial investor in the country, infrastructure development. We need foreign investors for that. But no, it's not happening, to be frank. Ano na ba ang utang ng Pilipinas? 18 plus trillion? And what is the exchange rate? 61 ang dollars to a peso? For God's sake. We're floating as an economy because of our OFWs. Tapos ginawa tayong middle income country. Tapos naghihirap ang buong Pilipinas. Mataas ang inflation mo, mababa ang growth mo. That's 2.2 of GDP. For God's sake. And even ang hunger problem mo mataas. Ang inflation, food inflation is too high. Come on. So, do you really think a serious investor will, a foreign investor na malalaki, seryoso, and they want to stay in the country, mag-i-invest sa Pilipinas? I don't think so. I really don't think so. So, ang kailangan kasi sa isang bansa para ang investment climate mo maging attractive is you have to have a very stable political situation. That is not present in the Philippines for the longest time. At lalong gugulo pa yan at lalong magkakaroon pa ng political instability habang umuusad itong tinatawag ng impeachment trial ng Vice President at habang maraming political persecution na nangyayari na ginagawa ng administration against its political critics. Ganon talaga ang totoo dyan. Imagine, katatapos lang ng impeachment trial, RT already called me to be interviewed in their international program. It was an international, coverage of many issues. Tayo ang una. Hindi muna nga, dun sa RT interview ko last night at 6 o'clock in the evening after the impeachment, hindi inuna nga ang conflict ng sa Iran at ang conflict sa Ukraine na ito ay talagang world events na tinitignan ng buong mundo. Inuna tayo, alam mo, we're the first headline. We're the headline in the international news of RT. And that was world news. For God's sake, ibig sabihin, maraming bansa ang tumututok sa Pilipinas kung ano nangyayari sa atin. And that is not really a victory for the Philippines. Siguro sa mga tulad ng prosecution victory. But as far as I'm concerned, as far as I'm a Filipino, that is not a victory. That is putting us on the spotlight and that's very shameful. Kasi wala nang nangyari sa Pilipinas kundi gulo. Political gulo, one after the other. Ito talaga ang problema sa Pilipinas. So kung tatanungin mo ako kung kailan yan magkakaroon ng stability, probably when we have a more decent and a more competent government. And I don't know when would it happen because I even don't know if we will have 2028 election in the next roughly 2 years from now. So that's my answer to your question, Admar.
Opo.
Yeah.
Prof, huli na lang. Sabi mo nga kanina, headline po tayo abroad. Oo. Lalo na kung sakali magdadalo po si Vice President Sara Duterte, advantage po ba yun o disadvantage po para sa kanya?
It's two things though. Sa akin kasi dalawa yan eh. But I would believe that the current the defense team of the Vice President at the Vice President, they have their own strategy. And whatever that strategy may be, I respect that. Really, truly. Kasi alam nila ang ground situation, alam nila kung ano yung mga kaso at alam nila kung ano yung dapat nilang gawin. And alam din nila, of course, yung strategy ng prosecution. On my side, it's within the constitutional right of the Vice President not to appear but to be represented by her counsel. Malino naman yun. Binasa yun ni Attorney Sheila kahapon at sinabi yun. Pero kung ako lang kasi ang tatanungin, kung ako lang, opinion ko lang, gusto ko siyang mag-appear but not necessarily, to answer question and all throughout the proceeding, but just to have an opening statement in that Senate trial saying what she needs to say and say, okay, goodbye and let my defense counsel will handle everything na. Parang ganun lang na appearance, but not necessarily to be there all throughout the process, because I think the Vice President's time is important to do her work as Vice President. Anyway, she can be represented by her counsel and at the same time she can work because she has a work to do as a Vice President. So I think the most important for the Vice President is to work. Given the impeachment trial, I know the pressure is too high. And I know it's not easy for her right now. Everything is just not easy for the Vice President. But I think she's strong enough, and I think she needs to focus on on her responsibility to the Filipino people. And that's to deliver what she needs to deliver and work for the Filipino people, even if the impeachment trial is ongoing. Ganun ang tingin ko. So bahala na yung defense team, and I think she's connected naman. Nagbi-meeting naman yan sila ng defense team, I'm sure. So sila, andyan naman yan eh. Pero kung ako lang tatanungin mo, if I want to see her, yeah, I want to see her in the impeachment court trial, but not necessarily to go through the whole proceeding, but just to deliver a very spicy and a very sharp statement for the whole world to see and for the whole Philippines to hear. So mas ganun ang gusto ko do. Yeah.
Aabangan natin yan, Prof. Maraming salamat, Prof, ha, sa inyong oras.
Wow. Maraming salamat. Gumising ako para sa inyo.
Thank you po. Thank you, Prof. Opo, para sa taong bayan. Ayan. Mga kababayan, si Professor Ana Malindugoy, geopolitical analyst at political analyst po ang ating nakasama na pakinggan. Kaugnay po dito sa impeachment trial ng Vice Presidente na magpapatuloy po ngayong araw, lalo na itong special coverage mamayang hapon po. Patuloy niyo pong tutukan yan dito po sa SMNI.